Land is a vital resource to humankind like air and water. Mining is the process of extracting useful materials from the earth. Some examples of substances that are mined include coal, gold, or iron ore. Mining activities means working an area or panel of coal or trona that has been developed and equipped to facilitate mineral extraction and is shown on a mining plan. Mining activities are one of the reasons behind the climate change and land degradation that is happening in our environment. As such, despite the bad effects that mining activities brought in our environment, we cannot deny that this kind of activities are still rampant all over the world. Here are the following reasons or causes. First, population growth. With an increasing population, there's an increase in the demand for all the goods such as coal, iron, and diamond mines. Second, lack in substitutability. Mining activities are essential and will also be crucial in the future in order to supply enough resources to meet the demand. Third, income growth. Overall high world income level also leads to more mining since industries want to meet the worldwide demand for goods. Fourth, economic factor. Since mining is an important source of income for countries and mine owners, it is still quite practical to sustain or even increase mining activities. Fifth, increasing demand for resources leads to more mining since in order to meet the demand, industries have to extract more resources out of our earth. Lastly, advancements in technology contribute to an increase in mining activities because there are a lot of machineries which can help to do mining activities faster. Obviously, causes will always end up with effects. Here are the effects of mining activities. First, biodiversity loss. This means that many areas that previously had been untouched by humans are now invaded for mining purposes. This invasion leads to biodiversity loss since many animals and plants lose their natural habitats. Second, erosion. Since mining often includes the extraction of metals and other resources deep under the surface, it can lead to serious erosions which brings too many dangers. Water, air, and land pollution. If waste products from mining activities are disposed improperly, negative effects will arise in water, air, and land. Effects through the food chain. For example, when we consume fish that is contaminated with heavy metals, we can also suffer diseases since we get contaminated by those heavy metals as well. Deforestation. In order to meet the worldwide demand for resources, mining companies have to expand their territories, which means turning forest land into land that can be mined. This implies the deforestation in these areas. Global warming and destruction of vegetation cover. Eventually, if these effects continue to outgrow in our environment, this may result to more severe consequences such as climate change, the long-term alteration of temperature and typical weather patterns in a place. It could refer to a particular location or the planet as a whole and may cause weather patterns to be less predictable. Land degradation, the deterioration or loss of the productive capacity of the soils for present and future, is a global challenge that affects everyone through food insecurity, higher food prices, climate change, environmental hazards, and the loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services. Land degradation is happening at an alarming pace, contributing to a dramatic decline in the productivity of croplands and rangelands worldwide. Roles of humans in mining activity. Humans are integral part of ecosystem and the interaction between them is very complex and dynamic. Mine exploration, construction, operation, and maintenance, all of these are catered by humans. They extract valuable mineral or other geological materials from the earth from an ore, body, lode, vein, seam, reef, or placer deposit. Humans do mining to provide raw materials not just for technology and industrial development, but also for art and culture. Irresponsible mining activities are very rampant all over the world. Here in the Philippines, one specific example is in Cantilan, Surigao del Sur. The mining activities in the Cantilan Surigao del Sur, which has 4,799 hectares mining area for gold, copper, and nickel, threaten ancestral lands, endangered species, and crucial water reserves in the area. It also causes deforestation and land degradation that have a great impact on climate change. The province of Surigao has been ravaged by mining industries for decades. It also affects the source of livelihood of the fishermen and farmers in the community and even threatens some of the identified important bird areas such as Mount Diwata and Mount Hilong Hilong. The prevalence of this activity has been continuously affecting the biodiversity of the area and even indigenous people rights. Harmful and dangerous effects, impacts, and results of mining activities can be lessened and prevented through these useful specific practices, ways, and procedures. Ways to make mines more environmentally friendly. First, closing illegal and unregulated mines. This can help to ensure that all mining is bound by the same environmental standards and ensure accountability. Better legislation and regulations. In this way, it will not only protect environmental and public health but will also improve the lifespan of the mining industry. Also, authorities have to make sure that mining is done in a responsible manner. This includes the protection of workers and also the protection of local wildlife and plants. Improving environmental performance. Systematically examining environmental impacts and adopting measures to mitigate these impacts, it is possible to make mining less destructive to the environment. Closing and reclaiming sites of shutdown mines. The objective in the reclaiming process is to return the sire and the land which surrounds it back to reusable standards, ensuring that any landforms and structures are stable, and why water courses need to be evaluated to regain water quality within the affected area.